Good afternoon. I'm Wendy Stuber from District 4 Chairperson, and I had the honor of nominating Don Stearns. Don Stearns was born in South Dakota. He bought a ranch west of Bowman and was a neighbor to us. Don got started in the quarter horse business in 1957 when he purchased his first stallion, Sputnik 1. This stallion became the foundation of what became the largest broodmare bands in the area. At one time, they bred between 300 and 320 broodmares and registered more weanlings than any other producer with the AQHA. Their first production sale was in 1963 and was one of the first sales in the area of this kind. The sales some days were 1 day or 2 days. And from personal experience of attending those sales, I can guarantee you at some point in time, at least one weanling was given away to a youngster that was interested in rodeo, 4-H, FFA, or just plain wanted to have a horse. That was kind of Don's demeanor. He was willing to help anybody who wanted help with horses. When doing this nomination, there was a lot of stories I heard of him with his kids traveling to high school rodeos. Most of the time when they traveled to a high school rodeo, they had 2 trailers. One was full of horses, one was full of cattle and goats. He helped produce rodeos by providing the stock for that. And if you showed up at a high school rodeo and your horse was injured or for whatever reason having issues, he said, "Here, hop on one of mine." He was one of the first in the area to have an indoor barn, and it was used for foaling in the spring of the year, and we also, those of us who high school rodeoed, had the opportunity to practice in that barn. Don was always there, watching, giving encouragement, advice, and alongside him was a bulldog named Petunia. And those of us from the Bowman area, that is our mascot, a bulldog. And so the Bowman High School Rodeo team adopted this dog as our mascot. And one particular time when I was roping, she would always sit at the chute, and when the calf would come out, she'd bite at the heels. And if you know bulldogs, they're rather portly and don't move the fastest. And anyway, she got a little too far over, and when I came out of the box, of course I rolled poor Petunia. And I felt really bad, and Don, he just kind of laughed and said, "Yeah, don't worry about it. She'll learn next time." About 2 calves later, she was right back at her job again, nipping at the heels. Don served on the board of directors for the South Dakota Quarter Horse Association, the North Dakota High School Rodeo Association, the North Dakota Quarter Horse Association, and he was a founding member and president of the North Dakota Quarter Horse Breeders Association. He was also a charter member of the Western Buckaroos Association, and that's an organization in South Dakota, and this group has been providing scholarships to youth since the early 1960s to help with college educations. And this past January, Don was inducted into the North Dakota Quarter Horse Hall of Fame in Fargo. I'm truly honored to have known Don and have experienced his words of wisdom, and many of us in the Southwest area were fortunate too. Don died in an unfortunate car accident in September of 1992, and we lost a lot of knowledge by that loss. And so I hope that you guys will all consider Don into the Cowboy Hall of Fame when you're voting. Thank you.